Even though this film breaks tradition, I'm very glad this film doesn't have a soundtrack. I mean, I love with new artists, but I don't want any hip-hop artists saying, "Bustin' makes me feel good." Yeah, those words have a different meaning nowadays. I'm rambling on. Let's go on the review. Hi guys, it's Stephen Geekface. I'm back again with another review for yourself here today, which is for the film called Ghostbusters Afterlife, directed by Jason Reitman, who is the son of the original director, Ivan Reitman, of the original Ghostbusters, who's leading on his father's legacy in this new movie. Now, if anyone knows, I am a huge Ghostbusters fan, the original one from 1984. Big fan. It's in my top 5 movies of all time. I love it. I love the dry humor. I love the special effects. I love the world. I love everything about that movie. I've watched it religiously, time and time again. So I have a really strong connection with that first movie. The second movie that came out, I did like it as a child, but you can obviously see as I've grown up over the years that it's just a carbon copy of the first one, and it's not done very well. But I still have a soft spot for it as well. The one that came out 2016, which was the so-called female all-cast Ghostbusters, I enjoyed that one for the most part. I know there was loads of politics regarding that movie, but I did enjoy it, and I was ashamed to not see that, that film continue, especially with the after credits. I really wanted to see what they were going to do with it, but I thought it had potential and I had fun with it. So when they heard they were going to make a new movie and it was going to continue the original Ghostbusters, potentially 1 and 2, and with a whole new generation of cast, I was a bit skeptical. I think I've decided that, no one was ever going to touch the original Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters to me is a masterpiece. It's like a light in a bottle. It only happens once. In another ideal world, if somebody tried to create Ghostbusters now, I don't think it would even work. It just happened to be with the right people, the right cast, the right effects, the right story, and it worked. So there was some skeptical, and when I saw the trailer, I wasn't blown away. However, I did appreciate that this was potentially going to be going into a different type of storytelling. It didn't look like it was going to be the same thing, the same settings of New York City, and yeah. But I was also skeptical because they were going down this whole kids, using kids as the main characters. And then you think, me growing up as a child, I hated when they used to put when they used to watch cartoons and they put a younger kid in in one of the characters. I used to be annoyed that us kids didn't want us to be other kids. We wanted to be these adults, like these superheroes. We didn't want to see a Spider Boy. We wanted to see Spider-Man. So I was a bit skeptical. It looked like they were going to do a Stranger Things themed in the trailers from this movie, and it does have one of the actors from Stranger Things. But I was like, okay, it's the son of the director, and he's gonna be respectful to the Ghostbusters lore. So how does this film do? Well, let me start before saying anything that this film is a very slow movie. If you are expecting, fast pace, witty jokes, busting ghosts everywhere and special effects blowing in and all sorts, you may be a little bit disappointed. I did like this movie for the different approach it came. I liked the way it started. I was like, ooh, where's this going? This film is majority a mystery, and it focuses on one particular character who is the granddaughter of one of the Ghostbusters. You probably figured out from the trailers, but I won't say in case you haven't. And it focuses on that particular character, exploring, understanding her grandparent, and understanding and unraveling a whole mystery that involves ghosts and potentially saving the whole world once again. The acting in this movie was really done well, especially from the young actors and actresses, especially one of the two mains. One played by McKenna Grace, who you've seen, I saw in a film called Gifted years ago, and I thought she's really good, and she's really good in this movie. She really holds her own, and I was excited to see this character that she played, which I won't say who, but maybe you figured it out from the trailers. But I just loved the character, I loved the quirkiness, I loved that she was an awkward kid. She was a kid, and you followed her on this journey, and she had little tropes from from another Ghostbuster character that people are familiar with, and I couldn't help but smile when I saw those moments there. Another performance that I really loved was a character called Podcast, played by a newcomer actor called Logan Kim, who I thought was hilarious and so witty, and had really good chemistry with the main character. I love them too when they gelled. They had the little kiddie geeky moments. It was so well done. He gave me very Dan Aykroyd moments, but I loved every moment of it, and I can't wait to see if this kid does any other films, because I just thought he was really, really good. The other characters in this film, kids, especially from the kids, were okay. Finn Wolfhard, who you guys know from Stranger Things and It Chapter 1 and 2, he was okay. He didn't really have much to do. Paul Rudd, who can't do no wrong, sexiest man on earth, as they've voted recently. He is enjoyable in this movie. He's so funny, his charisma is just everything. It's Paul Rudd, I mean, you know, Ant-Man, you know, I don't expect anything less from him. He was good. There was a really, 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 really big surprise cameo from a particular actor, and when I saw it, I was thrown off by a second. I was like, are we in the right movie? I'm not in a different franchise? No? Okay. But he was in this movie and he was fine. There are some really creepy moments which did take me back to the original Ghostbusters. I felt like for a very long time Ghostbusters, even 1, 2, even 2 has some moments there, but you know, the 2016, there wasn't scary moments, and that's what makes Ghostbusters fun. As well as it being a comedy and having all these special effects, it's creepy as well. It's supposed to be a bit jumpy, and it did have these moments in there. Now, the jokes in this movie do work for the most part. They're not slapstick jokes, which that was one of the tropes I hated from the 2016 one, and even 2. They tried to do more slapsticks, whereas I thought like the original one was more just dry humor. They weren't trying to do really, really, really funny, you know, everybody fall down, you know, pie in your face jokes. And they do it here. It's just very normal human interaction, you know, and just happens to be funny. The story, on and off. You know, as I said, it starts off really, really slow, really engaged in the middle. Then it gets a bit cheesy towards the 3rd act of the film. However, I say about the last 15-10 minutes of the film is when it all comes together. This film, I would describe it as if they saw what Star Wars did with the new movies, with The Last Jedi, you know, The Rise of Skywalker and The Force Awakens, and they took all the good elements from that movie and placed it in this one particular movie, and it really exposed itself towards the end, and I wept like a baby towards the end. The ending is so emotional. The special effects are done so well that when this film comes out on Blu-ray or, you know, DVD, I want to watch the making, because there was one effect they did. I won't go into too much spoilers because it's a non-spoilers, but I was blown away. I was like, how have you not done this? Like, it's really, really, really good. Like, usually when, you know, the CGI is good, but you can tell, like, you know, it's a bit off. I can see a little bit, but they did really, really good. And yeah, I was really blown away by some of the special effects in this movie. You would know when you watch the movie what scene I'm talking about particularly, but yeah, the last 10-15 minutes, yeah, I was just teared up. I was so emotional. I mean, and it gave me a focus of what this film was really about. This film was about, you know, families, generations, you know, coming together, you know, passing the torch, as they say. That might give you an indication what type of film you're in. But for the most part, I enjoy this film. Now, I know this is not better than the original Ghostbusters. Nothing is in my eyes. But I still had fun with this, and I want to watch this again repeatedly. I think the hardcore Ghostbusters fans will still get a kick out of this. There are some Easter eggs, nostalgic moments there in the movie, but the film doesn't pause to say, hey guys, remember this from the last movie, from the one from 2 and you know, 2016 and the one from 84. You know, it's just part of the story, and I think it worked. Speaking of part 2, I think like they may have retconned part 2. Yeah, kind of just only focus on moments from the 1984 version, and I thought it was interesting. And obviously they retconned 2016 one. I thought it was interesting. But anyway, I'm waffling on anyway. Guys, I really enjoyed this film. I would watch it again and again and again. If you are a fan of Ghostbusters, I think you're gonna have a really good time, especially in those last 10-15 minutes. It is just emotional roller coaster. I enjoyed it. If you're not a Ghostbusters fan and you haven't even seen the other Ghostbusters fan, which I'm going to question why, but if you haven't, I think you could still watch this film on its own, you know, and get along with these characters, you know, the effects, the jokes, you know, go along with this journey. And I think it might open you to maybe go and revisit the old movies if you've never seen them before, or if you have seen them before. But I think families are gonna like this film. I think it was definitely worth to go and see in the cinemas. I saw it in IMAX and it looked phenomenal. Please, if you can, watch this movie. I'm a big fan of it. I'm gonna give this film a 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it so much and I can't wait to see where this potential franchise is going. So, are you going to watch this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. What is your favorite Ghostbusters movies? Probably the most silliest question in the world. But let me know in the comments down below. It might not be 1984 like mine. It might be the other. So let me know in the comments down below. If you were going to be a Ghostbusters, where would you want to set it up? Would you want to set it in New York, London, Japan? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, thank you once again for watching my videos. Much appreciated. More coming on the way. Guys, remember to like, share, stay blessed, stay geeked. Bye-bye.